Greetings YouTube. At the time of this recording, I have finally emerged from my hibernation that was basically being knocked out for 10 hours straight. That's what happens when you are up for 24 hours straight in a live stream and use all your brain capacity and then some to keep grinding and answering questions and doing everything you can to generally not look like a zombie, even though I failed big time in that goal. So thanks again to everybody who donated, who came by and said hello, who liked the stream, who just wanted to support the really big endeavor of staying awake for 24 hours. And also thank you to my 2011 iMac for not dying on me for 24 hours straight, even though at one point I guarantee you it was so hot I easily could have fried an egg on the top of a monitor if I wanted to. But I wanted to make this video today because I kept seeing a disturbing trend happen that I was unable to articulate for multiple reasons during the stream, but now that I have some rest, I can do that. So we just had this new event come out, and I do think that the uncollected difficulty is probably the hardest we've seen in about 3 months, and I think it's a fair difficulty. There are certainly some BS fights, especially with the Adaptoid and even Heimdall, that you can get into, but I was able to somehow get through it initially without using any revives, which let's just say that almost never happened. Against Thanos, it was the opposite. The uncollected Thanos, I used all the revives I had saved up and basically looked like somebody who had never played the game in his life. So I'm not saying this to say I'm better than you if you had trouble with the uncollected. I'm actually saying this to say I normally, it's the opposite. It's like if you watched my stream, you would just be shaking your head thinking, why does this guy have a YouTube channel? I don't know why I should listen to him. He clearly sucks at the game. So yesterday was just my day, I guess. But because of that, I had a time to kind of sit back and reflect and listen to people who would come on and comment. And I noticed something really disturbing about people coming on and talking about the new Gwenpool at the Movies quest. If you are new to the game and you aren't sure what's happened the last couple of months, or you just want a refresher, the last 2 months, objectively, of these side quests have been terrible. The Merc missions one was the worst. It was almost unbearable. You had to trigger something. I triggered a couple of Merc missions at 2 to 3 a.m. Central Standard Time, and so you have to have half your alliance join in order to get your extra rewards, and there was a 0% chance that was happening because most of my alliance was going to stay asleep by the time that it ended. And then the regular quest that you got, the 300 5-star shards, I think it was, for 100% completing it, you had to defeat so many different enemies that had a pretty high amount of PI, including, if you were unlucky, like a 17 to 18,000 PI on steroids domino that even with my roster was not easy to beat. I don't think I needed any revives, but I still had multiple casualties at times and needed to use multiple champions to defeat. And I just kept thinking, like, man, this is not worth the rewards for the stress. Well, the game, at least in the first week, has given us this Gwenpool Goes to the Movies, and it is as easy of a quest as you will ever see in the game. Even on epic difficulty, which I was worried the word epic, because I would describe epic difficulty as like Labyrinth of Legends. That difficulty is epic. So I was worried that it was going to be like that, you know? And maybe it still will. Maybe I think most people are like me. They expect the difficulty to ramp up pretty considerably every week, and by week 4, it'll probably be what we've seen in other monthly side quests. Enemies between 12 to 15,000 PI, maybe some difficult nodes to fight, though of course not impossible. But regardless, yesterday, when this came out, all you had to do, if you had any champion at all that's good, even like 440 4-stars, you could, in theory, auto-fight your way to 100% completing the first week of Epic, assuming you had these specific champions available even as 2-stars, the OG Avengers mostly, to complete the 100% of each quest. So I look at that and I think that is so awesome. Yes, it's kind of tedious because you still have to go through the fights and you still have to use energy, but it is essentially, without taking into account the time you spend and the energy cost of moving, it's free 5-star shards. And it's free shards for those new sort of premium-like crystals that you can get these special characters in for the event. It's free shards. Nothing beats that. But you would not believe how many people came onto stream and were so pissed off because it was too easy. And they couldn't believe that they could just auto fight through it. Why is it not harder? And my first thought was, are you freaking kidding me? Are you serious? You're complaining about the fact that you can auto fight and get free 5-star shards? What's wrong with you? So this is my plea to the community, because I'm really worried about the mob mentality that exists on the internet. And I realize this is not exclusive to MCOC, but this is all I can speak upon because I've only ever played a mobile game called Marvel Contest of Champions. I've done nothing else. I don't play Fortnite. I don't play any of the other Marvel games, even though I'm sure they're great. I only have time to play this one game, and I want to devote all of my free time to helping people in this community with my channel. I am afraid that so many people are wired now to no matter what Kabam does, they're going to complain. If it's BS, and the Merc Mission month especially, it was total BS, and I was 100% on board with people complaining because the rewards simply didn't match and justify the time it spent and the energy it spent and the difficulty of the content. So we have the opposite spectrum now. I could easily make an argument that you shouldn't be getting 5-star shards for these easy fights. You should be getting like 3-star shards. So awesome. Yay, free 5-star shards, especially because my main complaint with the August calendar, though it's got those 2 days that are awesome in the Tier 4 class Catalyst and the Tier 2 Alpha, there are no 5-star shards. And last year's August calendar, there was 5,000 free 5-star shards by the time you got done with the month. Half of a 5-star crystal for just logging in. So really, this takes the place of some of that, because you get free 5-star shards for essentially just logging in and doing the bare minimum. So yay. And yet there are so many people out there from my live stream that are complaining it's too easy. And I just want to know, like, why are you playing this game if no matter what you're going to complain? And there are legitimate things to complain about, and I will be the first person, as many of you know and criticize for, to call Kabam out. And I've been accused time and time again of being too negative, but there's a line, right? There's a line between calling somebody out for something really shady and just being a negative Nancy that wants to be negative, that's addicted to being negative. If you hate this game so much that you honestly don't like Gwenpool Goes to the Movies because you think it's too easy, just uninstall the app. Play something else. No one's forcing you to. But don't complain that you should have to work harder for 5-star shards. That argument literally breaks me. I'm worried that this is a trend because I've also seen it with new champions, where if there's a really trash average champion like, say, Bishop that comes into the game, everybody's going to complain that the champion sucks. And then if you have a champion like Domino, where, yeah, there's a little bit of shady stuff when it comes to the luck RNG of it, but at the same time, we've seen someone like the Crystal Opening Whale take a 6-star Domino and one-shot Labyrinth of Legends Maestro. We should, at some point, be thankful that at least the game is coming out with champions that make our life easier as attackers. And I already hate Alliance War so much that I actually sort of enjoy even more reasons to create eventually an alliance that just doesn't do Alliance War. So if somebody's a great attacker like Domino, but they're a really shady defender, I have no problem having that be even more incentive to just not do Alliance War. So that's kind of the camp that I reside in that sense. But I just have this plea to the community. Like, if you're me, the reason why you point out the negative isn't to just complain, it's to hopefully change it to a positive so that you can continue to love the game even more that you already love. I've been playing this game for almost 3 years, and I want to play it for at least 3 more. I don't want the game to go away. And so when something negative happens, part of the reason why it riles me up is because really good players leave the game and the community because they're burnt out. We should want people to be excited to play content every month. And yes, occasionally you're going to be bored because the new side quest is simply going to be too easy for your amazing skill, and you're just going to have to be patient and wait for Act 6 or Labyrinth of Legends 2 or whatever content that comes out. But that's okay. While you're doing that, you're accumulating rewards, you're hopefully getting better champions, you're gaining new 6-star champions, maybe you're rank 5ing more 5-star champions, and patience should be good. Like, worst case scenario, oh no, I beat the content too fast. I have to do something outside of the game in my life. Heaven forbid. But don't complain no matter what. Don't find a reason to just have that mob mentality no matter what, because I'm getting sick of it. Like, I'm getting sick of of logging in and just having people, no matter what the company does, line up because they're addicted to being miserable. That is a horrible way to live life, and quite frankly, I'm tired of hearing it. If I'm sitting on a live stream and somebody comes on and just starts complaining that content's too easy or they're just spewing hate, I'm just going to mute them from the stream. They're just not going to be allowed to comment. I would rather you come on and say, Prof. Hoff, you're being too negative. That offer review is a little too critical. I'd rather you do that than just come on and be like, yeah, the content's too easy. I can't believe I had to auto-fight through Epic. My God. Come on now. Don't be a tool. So that's my plea to the community. Let's call Kabam out justifiably for things that are problems. So hopefully they hear us and fix them and improve the game so that we will love it more. But let's not be addicted to complaining no matter what, because that doesn't benefit anyone. And that actually just makes the burnout problem worse, because if all you're doing is being miserable, why are you playing the game? Just delete it. Be happy. Find something else. But as for me, I'm going to continue to play this game every day. I'm going to continue to put out videos every day. And I'm going to continue to hopefully grow the community in a positive sense. I'll call Kabam out, as always, with trash offers and shady things that happen in the game, or even outside the game when people try to ask for help and they're just really cold. But at the same time, I want to say, so far, I love Gwenpool Goes to the Movies. I'm so thankful this is here, especially to kind of balance out some of the stress of this month's Uncollected. And I'm excited eventually for what maybe will be a bonus chance at a hunt for Stark Spidey with the 5-star cinematic crystal that, as you can see in front of you, has Spider-Man Stark Enhanced in it. Like, that's awesome. That's amazing. I'm so excited for that, and I think you should be too. And if it's too easy, great. You're spending less time in the game. Go outside and breathe some real oxygen, for crying out loud. Thanks for watching, YouTube.